What's going on, everybody? We will see if the camera turns on. Good morning, good morning. I heard it. Oh, there we go. What's going on? Welcome to Millijoule. Let's move this over. It's like, I swear to God, I turn on the camera and all of a sudden, like, the door to the building starts just like going nuts and people just start wandering in. And then I freak out. I'm like, oh my God, are they coming? I think the customers can smell when we're live streaming. But we're here. What's up? We're doing kind of a special Millijoule this morning. I've got this brass lifesaver here. I've done the artwork in advance, but I wanted to show you guys how to do it real quick. I was going to save this for the Patreon live stream, but I just do not have time. So let me open the AI file here, and we're just going to jump into it because I'm very, very limited on time on this. So here's the setup. All I did to make this, it was very easy. Okay, so you make one tube, and then we come to select. We'll make a second one. We're just going to fly through this, guys. So you get kind of like your shape there. I really wanted to show this, but we have to get it engraving like right now. So there it is. 2 circles, okay. And then we're going to take our rectangle tool. We're going to build a rectangle. And of course, if you were doing this for real, you would measure all of this, right? I'm going to hold shift, and we're just going to snap just like that to make a crossbar. We're going to copy it, transform, and reflect it. And we'll hit OK. Then we're going to take all this stuff right here. We're going to center, and there we go. So that's the basic shape right there. We're going to select this now, drop down the white, and remove it. That way we only have strokes left, and we're going to grab our shape builder tool, and we're just going to start building this together. So all this stuff in the middle can come together. That can be one thing, all right? These little outside pieces we're going to want to get rid of, so we'll select those so that they are their own shapes. And then each of these inner pieces can be their own shape. Over-clicked. Just like this, all right? That's the beauty of Shape Builder. Now we can deselect, remove these bits here, and we are good to go. So now that's how you get the shape. I spent some time making the text. The text is really easy too. We'll just come in and grab the ellipse. Told you we're flying. And you right click here, type on a path, blah blah blah, right? Make sure that that is centered text so that we get our little handle here. Bring that up to the top, and we're done. So that's, basically you get this, you drop it where you want it, and you expand it. So that's how I got to this file. Okay. With that done, we now need to jump into EasyCAD because, like I said, I'm very, very, very short on time with this. They're going to be showing up any minute, and we've literally engraved none of it. So let's get EasyCAD up over here. Shape Builder is the best. Shape Builder is absolutely the best. It just takes practice, man. I've got 8 years. 8 years on Illustrator. You can do it. You just got to do it every day. So here we are in our dealio. We may be able to hit this in one shot, which would be just like ridiculous. If we could just drop this right now. I don't remember where I saved that, so now we have to wait for Illustrator to open back up. We're stuck. We gotta wait. What's up, Dean? Alright, let's see where I even saved this, because I don't remember. Moving too fast. Alright, file, save as. And, oh, okay, desktop, great. So, should just be right on the desktop for us if we fucking back through this. Lifesaver. Does it fit? Oh my god, it's gonna fit. That's awesome. So the first thing we're gonna do is ungroup to get all our curves. And we're gonna come in and select each of our outline shapes so that we can get those grouped together. I'm grabbing them on the outer edge and not the inside edges because you can't tell what you're selecting with the inside edges. And then we're gonna group and cut. And we missed one. So let's undo that and select this one and the outline and group those so that we want that all to stay together. There we go. So now we're just at text. We can group the text, hatch it, and we can paste our outline back in, remove the text, boom, done. So now we can light this up. Again, I know we're moving quick. Let's jump over to the fiber view. I know this is weird, right? We don't usually do tutorials on Millijoule, but here we are. See if our webcam is going to turn on, and it does. So that's good. I don't think that we are using our space very well, though. So let's just... There we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So this can be really difficult to work with, and there's a simple fix for this that I'm going to show you guys right now. Yeah, the lines are just strokes. That's what we call those. They're just lines. There's no body to them. There's no depth. They're just strokes that we're using to be able to see where we're going to land on this piece. Now you can see it's moving pretty frantically, and that's really difficult to see and line up. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to stop lighting this here, and we're going to come over to our use default param and uncheck it. We're going to set our loop count to something super big, like 500 or 1,000. And what this is going to do is it's going to force the system to line up each piece 1,000 times before moving on to the next piece. And that'll give us a really long time to sit and kind of look at each individual piece of this to make sure that it's lined up perfectly, which is really, really useful. So I'm just going to go stand over it. You'll watch me. It's going to take me a minute, but I'm going to stand over it and just kind of make sure that each of these sections lines up. Right now you can see it's fairly off, and that's just because we're not focused to the piece. So the pieces aren't going to be the right size because we're focused to the table right now. So we need to focus up and get kind of more in line with our part there, and the sizes will start to make more sense. But you can definitely see now we just switched to the second shape, so it's going to take a lot longer for it to move around the part, and that's good. That's what we want, because we can actually sit and look around this. So let me go get this lined up and just kind of try to watch and absorb what I'm doing. So what I'm finding here is that each section's actually taking a little too long. 1,000 might be overkill. So let's try 250. We can have it move a little faster than this, just so we can reference the part before with the part after. This should go a little bit faster now. So one of the things I'm watching is right where the outer edge of the rim is lining up with that rope, basically the metal rope that goes around the life preserver. I'm making sure that that outer edge is the same distance over it on all sides, because that means we're going to be nice and center. I actually really like where it is right now. So now we're going to drop our text in, and we're going to light our text up, because that's going to give us more clues. So if we come back over here to the desktop, we can drop our text in. I'm actually going to remove our outline so it doesn't interfere. And we're going to turn our loop count back to 1 because we want to see all this text at once. So with that done, we can light this back up again and switch back to fiber view again. And we should be able to see our text. I made a couple more adjustments just kind of based on my gut feeling, and I feel good about where it is now. But there's only so much fidgeting you can do before you just have to pull the trigger. So, you know, we could undoubtedly spend an hour just aligning this thing, but that's not how you make money. So we're going to come into our library and we're going to sort by name. We're looking for brass black deep. I focused directly to the highest point of the life preserver because this is a 3D object. But after getting the lineup complete, I actually brought our focus a millimeter or two closer to the surface because we are kind of dropping around that curve there. We're going to do one pass brass general just to see how it looks. That way, if we really, really mess this up, it at least won't be that deep. I might even do steel white finish. Just a super light surface mark just so that we can kind of see where things are landing. And if we made some kind of fatal error, we can at least, you know, there's hope to restore this to original condition. So we'll go ahead and mark this first. And just kind of see how it looks. And we're just hoping things are centered and more or less even at this point. Alright, so that's one pass. I'm just going to stop it there. And it looks pretty good. I'm going to go take a look at it from overhead because that'll give us a good idea. I do want to brass black deep this, I think, but we may leave it white. I kind of like the white. So that looks good, but it definitely needs some depth. I think we will stick with the steel white rather than the brass black. The main reason that I don't want to do brass black is because when you do black, it kicks up a lot of brass dust, which then needs to be cleaned off. And this is a mirror finished piece of brass. So if we are then dragging a bunch of brass dust across this mirror finish, it's going to scratch, and we don't want to scratch it. So I think that the light pass is the way to go. Something we don't have to scrub to get clean, or oil for that matter, to get clean. So we're going to go to brass general, which I'm looking for here in the settings list. I know you can't see it, but you don't really need to see it. Brass general, there it is. Settings are up there on the right. And I think maybe like 12 passes of the brass general just to get some depth, and then we'll finish it up with the white finish and we'll be done. So we'll go 12 here. Let's just check our hatches as well. We've got hatch 1 at 45 degrees, hatch 2 at negative 45 degrees. Line distance looks good, so we don't have to change anything there. So let's run this for 12 and reassess. And this will just give us a little bit of depth. You know, the brass brown isn't a bad look either. That's pretty nice, but I think we'll finish it with the white. So we're just going to let this run for a minute. It's going to take a second to go. Looks like we nailed our focus. Just with that, again, I reduced the focus maybe like 1 millimeter just to allow us to deal with the curve of this, because we are working around the curve just a little bit. You can see it's a little more in focus on those outer letters and a little less in focus on the inner ones, thus giving you the different color. But the nice thing about steel white finish is that it's not really focus dependent to get that bright white, so it should even out the tone of all of these engravings once we're done. Yeah, black would definitely stand out better, but again, I don't want to have to... The brass black setting requires a scrubbing with 3-in-1 oil and a toothbrush, and I really don't want to scratch this, so that's the reason we're not going to do the black today. Got a lot of people in the chat this morning. We got 20 viewers, guys. 20 viewers, 9 likes. If you haven't already smashed it, go smash the like button. Let's see who's here. Manzy's here. Rick is here. J-Mac is here. Mark Adams, what's up? Good morning. Eddie Jones, chillin'. Dean's late to the party, but here. What's up, Dean? Tyler West has arrived. Chase Downey's here. Good morning, Chase. Good morning, Moment Makers. Welcome, welcome. TZ Wick is here. If you guys haven't already smashed the like button, go smash it right now. Let's get this video in front of more people. Patrick's here. Good morning, Patrick. Mark Adams says, great job on the podcast. Been listening all morning. Good, man. I'm so glad that you're getting value out of those and that's helping you. If you do like to listen to the podcast and you haven't already, please go rate and review the podcast on Apple Podcasts. If you're an Apple guy, leave us a review because it helps the podcast get in front of more people, and that's a really big thing for us. Brent and Cyber have joined the club. What's up? Welcome to Millijoule. But yeah, go rate and review. Go rate and review on Apple Podcasts. It makes a really big difference. Chase is in a small crawl space under a house in Texas. Why? BJ Van is here. What's up, BJ? Moment Maker says, I want to know, I have a 50-watt max laser machine and I want to know how to convert your parameters according to my machine. Oh my god, Tony, yes, I see you. Hello, Tony. I'm sorry, you're just never around anymore. I'm not used to seeing your name. Moment Makers, you would want to download the Excel file, which is, if you're a YouTube member, it's on the community tab on the YouTube page. If you're a Patreon member, it's on the Patreon under the fiber laser category. And you download that Excel sheet and open it up, and there's a spot where you can put in your lens and your wattage for your laser, and it will auto-convert the settings for you, which you would then take and add to your machine's parameter library manually. Look at that Patreon, guys. We're only $34 away from 3,600 bucks, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, no problem, man. Yep, we're dangerously close to $3,600 a month now. In the grand scheme of things, we're very close to our $5,000 a month goal for me to take the channel full time. Not that I'm not already full time. I'm pretty close to full time. Oh, speak of the devil. Got a work call coming in. Let me take this. Monroe Laser, this is Alex. How can I help you? Yeah, sure. We can definitely do that for you. Yep, you can swing by anytime. I'm here. Let's see. Today I'm going to be here from now until 2 and then 3 to like 7. So you could swing by during those hours, or I'll be here all day tomorrow, 8 to 5. And you can just pop in and we can look at some fonts and talk about placement, and we'll take that from you. You're probably looking at like 25 bucks and 2 to 3 business days for completion. All right. All right, that sounds great. We'll see you then. Bye. All right, let's see. How did the coin turn out? We will look at the coin as soon as we are done with this project. As you can see, as we're getting deeper with the brash general, the tone of the engraving is actually evening out quite a bit, which is nice. We're halfway through at 7, past 7 of 12. Moment Maker says, right now I started practicing on rotary, and your video is really helpful. Thanks, man. I'm glad that it's helping you out. I'm here to help. It's my job. Kyle's here. Good morning, Kyle. Good to see you as always. Tony's very grumpy. Tony's been grumpy ever since his work started doing whatever it's doing that took him away from lasers. Tony's not getting enough laser time, and it's affecting his attitude. J-Mac, always looking out, dropping the link to the Patreon. If you're not already a patron, go check it out. It's patreon.com/lasereverything. And you get a ton of awesome perks, like access to our multiple times a week patron-only live streams where we work on shop jobs together. Shop jobs together. You get bonus episodes of the Laser Source podcast. You get instant access to my entire fiber and CO2 laser library, and you get access to the brand new Laser Everything Patreon only community. That's where the goods are, man. If you want to be part of something epic and you want to get in on the ground floor, go check out the patron only community, because it's really, really cool. I think I've sent invites to all current existing patron members on the Patreon, so go check that out if you haven't already. I'm surprised we haven't seen my wife yet. Moment says, in a 50-watt machine, can I cut 1.6 millimeter gold sheet or silver sheet? Yeah, you should have no problem doing that. That should be easy for you if you follow the gold cutting update. There's 2 videos on the channel for gold cutting, and one of them, the settings didn't work very well, and in the other one, we made some adjustments, and we were cutting through like really, really easily. So I would go watch both of them. I would watch the messed up one so you can see what not to do, and then I would watch the follow-up video so that you see what you should be doing, and that should take care of your gold cutting needs. Looks like we're on the final pass here. I'm going to go take a look at it. We will kind of judge our depth that we've achieved and see if we need to run longer or not. It looks pretty good from where I'm sitting, though. Can we get a coin tutorial video? Yeah, I'm still working on my coin skills, but you know, I'm not as good as Tony. I'm pretty sure Tony's just getting on one-on-one calls with people and helping them with coins, but it's definitely something we can try to cover because Tony has sent me coin blanks to practice with. All right, let's go inspect the depth here and see what we got going on. I think that's just fine, guys. So we can go ahead and follow this up with just a little steel white. Again, this isn't the most high contrast job that we could have done. You know, we could have done something to make these letters bolder. But what it is the safest route. It's definitely what we're taking today. We're taking the safe route. This is a very safe engraving to do. Merce says, absolutely love your videos. Keep up the great work. Any advice on what type of fiber laser to get? This would be for gold, silver, copper, and bronze. Definitely a 50 watt, always a Mactron. JMac will probably hit you with the which fiber laser to buy video. There's the affiliate link for the Mactron 50 watt JPT. If you plan on doing copper at all, definitely get a 50. Mactron makes great machines, but I talk about it a ton on the channel, so just go to the main channel page. It's youtube.com/c/lasereverything, and check out the like 101. It's called Lasers 101 playlist or something like that. It's the very first playlist, and the very first video of the very first playlist is called Which Fiber Laser to Get. JMac just dropped the link right there. Go check that out and then buy a Mactron. I don't think you'll regret it. They're a little more expensive than your standard fiber laser, but they're much, much, much cheaper than the American resellers, and I think that you will be pleased with that purchase. Chase says, does steel general or steel deep with a 110mm on a 30 watt work with stainless? Yes, absolutely. No problem at all. Chase, you are going to have zero issues trying to do that. Alright, let's pop back over to the Just Me view, and I will go grab this life thing, and we will take a look. I'm not going to do anything special to this, guys. We're just going to quick wipe down with a clean, dry microfiber cloth to just kind of get the soot and carbon off of there. And we're going to be left with something really nice. Let me get the other light on. And of course my camera's all messed up because what's new? This is the life that I live. So check this out. Here we go. Final look at this piece right here, guys. Let me get this in focus. Alright, there we go. How close do we need to be? So right about there. It's a tight spot. Yep. 13 years service this time around. There's her name. There's the business name. And the lifesaver engraving right there. So the whole thing will sit about, let me see if, again, adjustment to focus here. And there's the whole piece. Okay? Not bad, if I do say so myself. Could use a little bit more of a wipe down. We still got some brass dust on there. You could even go as far as to wash this with soap and water if you really wanted to, as long as you made sure that you got it totally dry after you were done to reduce corrosion. But it's about as good as you can hope to do on something like this, and it looks really good. I need those cotton gloves. That's it. We'll pop that back into the bag and we won't touch it again. They'll come pick this up and that'll be that. I'll probably touch it one more time. Probably going to take a picture for the thumbnail of this Millijoule episode. I've been trying to make the thumbnails more interesting for for people so that they like want to click it. But yeah, Moment, you should be able to cut 1.6 millimeter brass. Why not? It's going to take a little longer, but you can do it. JMax definitely a bot, and I will believe that until he gets on a podcast episode with us and shows his face. Look, it's Jimmy. Let's see how Jimmy's doing with his laser. Hey, you're on stream. What's up? Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear nothing. Hold on. Okay, what? I heard you for a second, and then it went quiet again. I'll call you back. Jimmy's old. He doesn't know how to use phones. It's funny. Jimmy got his CO2 laser all set up. I think he's struggling a little bit. I've been trying to help him get his exhaust sorted. Try to call him back. Hey, look, everybody. It's my wife. Yo. No, I can't hear you at all. I don't know what's going on. Nope. Literally not. It's not even quiet. Like, there's no sound coming out at all. Alright, I'm looking. I see you got your little thing on there. That looks fine. Yep, I see some holes. You got like some holes. Your little vent thingy. I'm not that good at reading lips, buddy. He's so angry. Alright, well, I tried. Uh-oh, look, my wife had real work to do. Not for long, am I right? If you want Miranda to come work here, then smash the like button. Should we do a poll? Here's a poll, guys. Hit me with the answer on this. I want votes. Instant votes. Look at that. Instant 3 votes. If you guys want Miranda to work here full time, definitely go sign up for the Patreon if you haven't already, because you're going to be paying her salary so that she can quit her real job. Brent says that he's cut holes in shotgun receivers just to see if he could do it. Not only that, I've skeletonized AR-15 lowers. And I have a 30-watt laser. So, I mean, if you can skeletonize an AR-15 lower with a 30-watt laser, you should have no problem cutting through 1.6 millimeter brass. So, she is better looking than me. That is accurate. Yep. Oh my god, we got a no votes? Ooh. You better hide. You better hide from the boss, man. Unfortunately, no. I cannot see who voted no. It could very well have been my wife. Nope, it wasn't her. Never mind. Yeah, no, we are going to be changing her name is 100% going to be changing to Mrs. Laser Everything after we hit 5,000 subscribers or 5,000 on the Patreon, whichever comes first. And it's pretty tied right now. I still can't hear you. Nope, can't hear anything. It like comes in for a second and then it like goes out again. It's so funny. Why? Look, he's just yelling at the screen like I. The volume's all the way up. Like, I can't turn you up anymore, buddy. I don't know why you're not making any sound. He's so mad. Oh, he's showing us something. So we see the CO2 here. Look, there's his little laptop. Oh, he turned his camera off. I don't know what he's doing. He hid from us. I guess Jimmy doesn't want to talk to us. Well, I guess that's it. We were in a big rush to get this done, and now that this is done, I feel better, and we can take our time a little bit more. Oh, this is cool. So check this out. So, I got a Yeti water bowl from a customer, and apparently these are really popular right now. Would you guys be interested in seeing an episode on how to engrave these? Because I feel like that could be cool, right? Pretty neat. It's a nice knockoff, man. It's got like this rubber grip on the bottom. It's pretty grippy. As far as knockoffs go, it's pretty impressive. Chase says yes. Has Jimmy ever tried Discord audio before? I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, he duos me like 12 times a day. And, yeah, I don't know. What I thought would be cool is for this episode, for the dog bowl, I thought it would be really cool to do the name on the front of the dog bowl with the rotary tool and the CO2, because you can do that. And then I thought we'd flip it over and do the paw print on the back, like a paw print or something. I thought could be cool to customize it with the fiber. Then we could do a little CO2 and a little fiber. Do you have a starting point for settings? Yup. I've got a whole library of settings available. Where, JMac? Where can we find the settings for things? Yep, I do. Why is this not showing up? That's what I want right there. Alright, you go up there where you belong. That's better. Yeah, JMac's dead. It's in there, man. It's called powder coat removal. For the CO2, powder coat removal. Unless you're talking about the fiber. If you're talking about the fiber, we did one on yesterday's Patreon live stream. So that would be a good starting point for settings for a powder coated item. Go watch yesterday's Patreon live stream. We do some powder coated wine tumblers. That came out very nice on the fiber. We did one of them on the fiber rotary. Dean suggested it. Where does that link go, JMac? I wouldn't run the RV antifreeze unless you absolutely have to. Not only is it corrosive and will corrode your pipes and connections over time, but it is also conductive, and it can mess with your laser tube and your voltage. Oh, we were supposed to look at the coin. Let's look at the coin and then we'll wrap up because we're running over time here. We're at 42 minutes for Millijoule. So here's the final coin. So there's the first side. Sorry, everything's backwards. I think that looks really nice. What do you guys think of that? Because I think that's pretty cool. I know the focus isn't best, but doing what I can. So that's really cool. And then here's the other side with the photo that they asked us to engrave. Again, fairly deep on that. I think the back side might be a little bit deeper, but still it gets the job done. There's that focus point right there. So there's the coin. It's got a nice little ridge on it. It looks so much deeper in person. The camera doesn't really do it justice, but whatever does. So somebody check the JMac bot. I think the JMac bot is broken. So yeah, we got that bagged up. I just did it with a little 3-in-1 oil. And I'm calling it a day. It's mild steel. It should be fine. I told her she could spray it with some poly if she really wanted to make sure. Are the deep sections super porous or rough? I mean, they're rough enough. It's not like a smooth polished finish. But they've been oiled, and the final pass was a steel white finish, which has pretty minimal peaks and valleys as far as engraving is concerned. So it's pretty flat. And with the 3-in-1 on there, it doesn't really collect fingerprints, which is nice. But yeah, a little like just like a poly clear coat or something would probably do this well. This is an $80 job, and I probably should have charged more. We kind of went overboard on it. I was not planning on going this crazy with it. But I'm charging her $80 for it. If I was actually going to get the value out of this that I put into it, time-wise, I would probably charge double. I might, for real. We spent a long time working on this, maybe $160. I think 160 would have been fair for the amount of work that we put in. But I'm not super concerned with making money on the jobs anymore. I mean, it's good to like break even on the jobs, but honestly, being able to show you guys and the revenue that the channel is bringing in, it's been less important. It's more just this was just a really good learning experience for you guys, and that kind of pays for itself. So I'm okay with letting stuff go a little cheaper these days, just because we do get to do it together on the channel. And that helps generate some revenue to replace the discounted price these people are getting. So not like super freaked out about it. I would have liked to have charged more regardless, but I gave her a price. Are we at 1,000 on the Discord yet? I don't know. The fastest way to check is to just see the offline and add like 50. So that's usually accurate. We got 44 patrons online right now. 72 regular people online right now. That's like 110, 112, plus 854. We're really close. We're probably at like 980 something, if I had to guess, just looking at the roster. The channel's definitely starting to pay the bills. We're not quite there yet, but we're really close. The hardest part is going to be bringing my wife in, because we really want her to work here full time with me. I need the help desperately, because I can't run the shop and do the channel at the same time. I just don't have enough time to give you guys the attention and care that I want to give you, and give the channel the attention, the care that it needs to really thrive. So I'm hoping what I'm hoping is the Patreon will continue to grow. And it is every day. The Patreon will continue to grow. We'll be able to supplement her income or replace it entirely. She'll be able to come in and kind of take over more like the business shop kind of stuff. And then I can spend a lot more time with you guys. That's the ultimate goal. That's what that $5,000 goal on the Patreon really represents, is that my wife will be able to come in and focus on the shop and running the business, and I will be able to hang out with you guys more and run the channel. So I think that's kind of the long-term goal. If you guys are wondering what your Patreon contributions are pushing us towards goal-wise, that's really what that $5,000 a month represents. It's not just my income to pay me to sit here and do the channel. It's replacing my wife's income so she can run the business and I can run the channel. That's my long-term vision. It's my long-term vision. And when I'm able to do the channel full time, we're going to be able to do much more in-depth stuff, because I'm going to have more time to do better research and to get my education right, so that I can then pass that off to you guys in a way that makes me not sound like I'm just learning it 5 minutes before I do the video. That's what really needs to happen, and we're getting really close. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that, man. Patreon video for sourcing products. I mean, what are you looking for, Brent? Because you can, I mean, there's a whole supplier list in the patron-only community. So if you go sign up for that forum, if you're not already a member, you can go just check out that forum. I've got a whole gigantic list of sourcing products and stuff like that. We have a whole video series coming up on like different items that we're going to review that I order from AliExpress to carry in the shop as stock, and we're going to start reviewing those items. So that's also coming, probably after the baby's born, but it's coming. There's a whole series planned on that, so that should help you out with that. Kuksenko 116 asks, what's the one thing that minimized your mistakes when trying new things with lasers? If you're trying a new material for the first time, here's the secret. This is what you do if you're trying a new material for the first time. You start with the lowest power and the highest frequency. And then you start swapping them. So lowest power, highest frequency, and then you go a little bit lower on the frequency, a little bit higher, or sorry, excuse me, lowest power, highest frequency, and then you go a little bit lower on the frequency, a little bit higher on the power, a little bit lower on the frequency, a little bit higher on the power, a little bit lower on the frequency, a little bit higher on the power, and you keep swapping those further and further and further. Because as you swap those two things, your beam intensity is going to increase. You can always remove more material. You can always add power, but you can't take it away once you've thrown it downrange. So start with a very high frequency and a very low power, and just slowly start to crank those the opposite directions. You're pretty much guaranteed to find a setting that's going to work for your material. Chase Downey, I asked earlier, but I missed the response. How long will I need to run my 30-watt Mactron with 110 to get deep engravings on steel, or is there a limit to the 30-watt? There's no limit, per se, but, I mean, we ran 60 passes twice on these coins, on this coin, steel, right here, to get this depth. It's probably 20 to 30 thousandths, if I had to guess. Just eyeballing it, and that took about 40 minutes. So one thing you could definitely do is get rid of the 110. Well, don't get rid of the 110, but augment your 110 with like a 70 millimeter lens or a 50 millimeter lens. It's going to go much faster. $70, you can have a 50 millimeter lens. The 50 millimeter lens is going to chew through that like nobody's business. So get a smaller lens, work in a smaller work area, and that's going to go like much faster for you. I think this is it, guys. I think we're going to switch over to Patreon live stream. We've got 2 hours until I need to go pick Felix off the bus. We started Millijoule late today, but I'm glad because we got a lot of people watching it today. And we got some extra, we got bonus value of our little lifesaver here. So I'm going to take a photo of this for the thumbnail for Millijoule. And then we will start the Patreon live stream. My target, you guys know I'm bad with starting things on time, but my target for the Patreon live stream is noon Eastern. Okay, at noon Eastern, we will start the Patreon live stream. That's 20 minutes from now. We're just basically going to keep doing this. I've got a big mess of stuff that we need to do. There's a pile of 30 5-foot long 4-inch by 4-inch extruded aluminum bars sitting in my doorway right now that are all going to need to be engraved. So we have that. I still have this giant blue tub right here filled with steel tins that need to be annealed. There's like 100 steel tins in there. We've just got some, it's like grind work, but we need to do it because we've been doing literally everything else and not these big jobs. So that's going to be an issue, and we need to start working on some of that stuff. Mark Adams says, where is the Patreon live stream? Here. Every time we do a Patreon live stream, I post it 3 places. I post it in the YouTube community tab. I post it on the Patreon page as a new Patreon post. And I post it in the Patreon only Discord channel. So any of those 3 places, you can find a link to the Patreon live stream when it goes live. Yep. So YouTube community tab, on Patreon itself, or in the Patreon only channel in the Discord. And you'll be able to pick up with me right where we left off on the Patreon live stream. We can start getting into some of that other work today. But that's it. That's literally it. I hope you guys enjoyed your little bonus tutorial here today. I know it was quick. We kind of blew through it, but I didn't know when they were showing up. She could still be walking through the door any minute. We got to answer some questions and do a couple other things. And I think that's good. So if you're not already on the Patreon, go sign up for the Patreon right now and then join us for the Patreon live stream. Because it's starting in just a few minutes. And what else should you do? Join the Discord. If you haven't already joined the Discord, there's a link down in the description. And go, again, most of you guys are patrons. I want you all, I said this yesterday, and nobody did it. Literally nobody did it. I want you to go, while you wait for the Patreon live stream to start, go to the Patreon forum, the new patrons only community. You guys have seen this, right? You go there. I want everybody to start one new thread. Go start one new thread on the patron only forum. And talk to people there, because I want to get that kick started. We've got a ton of members and nobody's talking. It's like a middle school dance and nobody wants to be the first person on the dance floor. Start a topic over there. Start a cool topic for discussion. If you see a category is missing and you'd like me to add a category, just reach out to me and let me know. I'm happy to add it for you. Okay, that's your homework. Go do that. Yep, community.lasereverything.net right there. You can sign in with Patreon. So you sign in with your Patreon account. It'll give you access to the community. All right. And that's it. I love you guys. And I will see you in about 20 minutes on the Patreon live stream. Adios. Until